Chief Justice David Kenani Maraga, before issuing the Supreme Court judgment, said it was not humanly possible to go through tons of paperwork presented to them and read out a comprehensive judgment within the constrained time frame under the law. However, key words used by the judges in invalidating the result of the contentious presidential election point to perhaps what turned around the case in favor of the opposition.
These reports that have come out prove beyond a reasonable doubt that these elections were shambolic. Indeed, if there is anybody that would have the audacity to defend this election from the reports that we've received, I think it would be a great disaster.
The report lawyer James Orengo was referring to was an ICT report by experts appointed by the court, which ordered IEBC to open its servers for scrutiny. But the IEBC partially complied with the court's order, and the report indicated the unwillingness by the electoral body to give configurations of internal and external firewalls, arguing this was going to compromise their security systems.
There are some things that are beyond the orders that were given by the court, but even those that are beyond, bearing in mind the concerns about the integrity, we want to accommodate them by giving them access.
Accessing the files on the servers was just one problem. There was an issue with security features of the results transmission forms, where Paul Mwita was saying this was not mandatory.
So there is no requirement in the regulations about any security features. So you cannot be asked to disregard the forms because of security features. The regulation
that there were no security features required on these forms?
It is not a requirement of the law.
It is not a requirement of the law?
No.
But did these forms have security features?
Yes.
So meaning, if they had, they all should have.
The IEBC was required to state the locations of each of the KIEMS kit used during the presidential election, including days between 5th of August and 11th of August. The IEBC only submitted GPS locations for the polling stations and not for the KIEMS kits. Still on the KIEMS kit, IEBC was supposed to give information on how many were procured and how many were used during the election, but the response was not comprehensive. The IEBC was asked to provide soft copies showing the trail of users who logged into their servers, but the ICT experts tasked by the Supreme Court to independently file their report said that IEBC should have demonstrated that the logs provided came from the Commission by allowing all parties read-only access to the server with the ability to copy the logs. The team reported that they were given late access to the servers without the ability to access the logs or even copy them. Esther Nyakiaki, the Supreme Court Registrar, in her report said that during scrutiny of the Forms 34A, many of them appeared to have been duplicated. Certain Forms 34A and 34B appeared to be carbon copies and others were photocopied. Only 236 Forms 34B had watermarks. 56 forms didn't have the mark. 5 forms were not signed by the returning officer and 31 Forms 34B did not have serial numbers. 32 forms were not signed by party agents. The irregularities were also noted on Forms 34A from 5 counties, where a total of 4,120 sampled showed they were carbon copies and others didn't have stamps.
Patience requires that you wait for the full judgment. Thank you very much.
The final report, compiled by the Registrar of the Supreme Court and an independent team of ICT experts, was part of the evidence the judges considered in making the historic decision on the presidential petition. Dennis Okari, NTV.